come to understand that money allows a person to be more of what they are. Because money is a form of energy, right? So now you have more energy to put behind something. An intention, a desire, a goal. But your intentions, your desires, and your goals are often a result of some sort of deficit within you. This is not always the case, but I believe this is true in the world we're living in. A godless world. Trying to get back to God without understanding that that's what we're doing. So, I saw this happen in my own life. As a person who was sick. As a person who was desperately needing God and other people. And I felt so lonely and desperate and was constantly trying to prove my worthiness. Seeking love. But trying to get it through the way I look, through my achievements, through my intelligence, through proving myself. And when I got more money, I was able to use that money to buy nicer clothes, to get my hair done really nice all the time, to try to impress the person I was dating by taking them out to fancy dinners. I used that money and I spent it in very misguided ways. And I think that is the danger in loving money. The love of money is rooted in the love of having your own will be done, and often our will, what we will to be done, is whatever we think is going to get us love, which is something we actually already have, and we don't understand what it is that we need. What we need to do is allow and receive. That's what we are. We're vessels, we're instruments, we're conduits of the light, the love of God. But when you don't know who you are, instead of opening and receiving, you try to create and take with a misunderstanding of what's best for you. So, this is why I believe money gets a lot of people in trouble, because most of us are not super self-aware. We don't love ourselves, and we end up, because of that, using money in ways that are actually destructive. And I think that's evident in the fact that the world is currently run by all the people with the most money, and look at the state of the world. There's some correlation there. And I think also what's going on is that when you feel whole, when you know who you are, when you are being receptive to the love of God, you don't need to look to only money. You don't need to reject money, but you also don't need to chase after it, because you realize and you have faith that God will provide for you just as He does the birds in the air. Okay? But when you lack that faith, you start chasing money, because you buy into the lie that basically money becomes your God, when you believe that's how you're going to have your way and your will be done and get the love that you are desiring. So, those of us who are most broken are those who chase after money the most hardcore, okay? And those of us who are most broken also have no limits. They have no boundaries. They'll do anything to get what they want, okay? So that means they'll do anything to get money. And in this world, the people with the most money are also the people with the most power. So now we have a situation where the people with the most money and the most power are also the most broken, sick, twisted people. thus the circumstances of humanity at this very moment. But the good news is, even though they control most of us, they are the minority in their number. So now we have this information, we're waking up to this. Okay? So, having that information, we need to stop aiming to be like those psychopaths. We need to stop playing their game. We need to realize that we were born wealthy. Our Father is a literal God, is God. And we inherited this earth. Water, earth, land, food, sunshine, mountains, rivers, seas. Oh my God. We are so wealthy. So we don't need money. Okay? We don't need to reject it. We also don't need to chase after it. And we certainly don't need to make it our God. Because we already have a God.